I was born in the 70s, so that puts me squarely in Generation X. So I was the first generation that could survive on Pizza Pockets, Blockbuster Video, and existential dread. But what most people don't realize is that Generation X is actually a term coined by my favorite author, Douglas Copeland, in his book by the same name. And actually, I have my first edition here. It's a little rough around the edges, like most Gen Xers are as well. So tonight, if you will, I'd like to take you on a journey through some Gen X nostalgia and maybe some low-key wizardry. So what do you say? It wouldn't be anything Gen X without my readers. What we're going to do is I'm going to hold this with me for security, but I also have a few other of Douglas Copeland's books here. We've got Hey Nostradamus, we've got Binge, and we've got Eleanor Rigby. And what I really liked about these books is the characters in there, which were Gen X, were much like me, and they went through life navigating things with just the right amount of disappointment and Cool Ranch Doritos. And so, could someone join me on stage? Could someone raise their hand who'd like to go on stage? I'm going to find one of you. Oh, back here. Oh, Craig, come on up. If I can get you over here, Craig, it would be great. Craig, I know you don't have to be that far. So I know that you are also Generation X, so we can just kind of like nod at each other, whatever. Okay, so Craig, what I'd like you to do is that there are 3 books here, right? What I'd like you to do is, if you wouldn't mind taking one of the books that you think would be most interesting to read, and you can just pick it up. Binge. Good. That was a good book. I enjoyed reading it as well. Now, Craig, did you go to Catholic school by chance? No. So I did, and math class was taught by Sister Mary Eunice, and she was a hard ass. So what we're going to do tonight is kind of like math and English class together. So we're going to do some math. So we're going to do some magic with math and some books, right? So what I'd like you to do, Craig, is I've got the magic calculator here. You can hold on to that book. And so what I'd like you to do, Craig, is could you give me a number between 1 and 9? 3. Could you give me another number between 1 and 9, bigger or different than the 3? 8. Okay, can you give me another number between 1 and 9? Again, different from those 2, a crazy 1. Excellent. So you know what? Sister Mary Eunice, when I would bring the whiteboard to class, she hated it because she said that the whiteboard was a gateway to individual thought, and I didn't agree. So I like to change things up a little bit. And so, we're going to do 183 from 381. Can you do that? We just want to make sure we get it exact. 381 minus 183.
198.
So yeah, let's mix it up again, right? Let's maybe add it this time. 8, 9. What do you? This is Catholic school.
1089.
So 1,000. Excellent. Sounds good. Okay. I can take that. So Craig, what I'd like you to do, if you could, is in your book there, if you could go to, how do we want to do this? Why don't we say, could you go to page, say 100?
Okay.
Excellent. So Craig, could you go 9 lines down? You got to 9 lines down. So looking at that line, is there something there that maybe you would buy at like 7-Eleven or at the grocery store?
There is.
Oh, good, excellent. So it's like a container, so like a something. So maybe like something like a bottle of wine or something.
Container, something like that.
Good, great. Okay, so can you remember what that is, right? Okay. So what I can get you is if you feel real good that you can remember that, close your book and put it back. Okay, great. So that worked out well. So thank you for that. So keep remembering that. So often after math class was lunch period, right? And so everyone, I'm going to take you through a little journey of my lunch bag as a school kid. So first we had a ring pop. It was all the sugar, none of the commitment. We had a sheet of edible neon plastic. Any thoughts of what that might be? Maybe a fruit roll-up, right? And then finally we had a juice with a weaponized straw, and yes, it was Capri Sun. So Craig, what I'm wondering here is, which one of these three do you think is going to cause the least amount of tooth rot? I'm kidding, they're all going to rot your teeth. Which one do you think is going to taste the best? Yeah, which one do you think? We got a bunch of flavors. Which one? Interesting, that's great. So earlier today when I was thinking about this set, I was like, I'm gonna make a little prediction and see how it went. And so I actually wrote that prediction in the bottom of this bag. Do you mind taking a little piece of paper out of there? Excellent. So Craig, take a look at it, and you see there's a number, a 1, a 2, and a 3. And so again, could you read number 1?
You will choose the Capri Sun.
Awesome, I got it right. That's great. That's good. Okay, so now you see 2 and 3, and that should be the something is something, right? So we said, for number 2, it's a carton. Is it a carton?
Yes.
It's a carton, right? Excellent. So carton, I got 2 right. Okay, so the last one we talked about. You read it in the book. You saw it memorized, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so what was number 3?
In the book,
What does it say on the page?
milk.
And did I get it right? Ooh, that's disappointing, but I'm in Gen X, I'm used to a little disappointment. But I did get, these things happen sometimes, I did get 2 out of 3 right, and so that's 66%. Sister Mary Eunice said that 66% was a fail, but I think Sister Mary Eunice drinking the communion wine after confession was a bigger fail. And you know what? Judge not lest ye be judged. So, you know what? I got 2 out of 3. That worked out fine. You know what? Afterwards, maybe we'll connect. I can figure out how I made a mistake, and maybe I can make it up to you. So I can take that away from you, but don't go anywhere yet, Craig, because for your participation here, you get a troll doll. Yes, it's so naked yet so confident, and Craig, it is anatomically correct. So thank you for joining me, and we'll catch up later. I'll figure out how I made mistakes. So, no? Very good. So I'm gonna tidy up here, and it's always important. Me growing up, it was always important that I actually did the tidy up myself, because if you think about my mom cleaning my bedroom, I didn't want her cleaning my bedroom because there was always the risk that she'd look under the bed. So I just like to make sure I do all the cleaning. Excellent. Okay. So we've been through math class and lunch period. In high school, I loved my backpack, and I carried a lot of stuff in there. That was really important to me. So can I get one more person to join me on stage? Would anybody here like to join me on stage? Please, come on up. That would be lovely. Thank you. What's your name? Rhonda. What generation do you identify with? You're a baby boomer. Excellent. You know what? I'd like to say thank you to the baby boomers, because the baby boomers gave us classic rock and a housing market we can't afford. So it's awesome. But I'm so happy to have you here. Okay. Did you like high school, Rhonda? You did? Good. Okay. Excellent. So Rhonda, I have my backpack here, and I often like to bring things that meant a lot to me to high school and in my backpack. So what I'm going to do is show you what some of these things are, okay? So we've got an Atari joystick. built to last but not to steer. We've got a pager. It was the original urgent text message from mom, and yes, it got one number. We've got a Viewmaster. This was virtual reality for kids who ate paste. We've got a mixtape. This was therapy before therapy. We have an Intellivision game cartridge shaped like a brick, and it played like one too. And finally, we have an AOL CD-ROM. It showed up more than my friends did in high school. You know, Rhonda, we have 6 things here, right? And you know, are you familiar with these things? Is there one that you think is pretty cool more than the other ones, or do you think you could decide that one is pretty cool more than the other ones? Awesome. Okay. What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is I have a pen here. There's a line there, and I won't look. If you wouldn't mind writing which of those 6 things that you think is the coolest in there, and let me know when you've written. Excellent. Can I get you to fold it in half once, please? And can I get you to fold it in half a second? You know when you got that. Excellent. These things back here, I can take them from you. Excellent. So you wrote it down, so that's great. I'm just going to rip this up like my college declining letters that I didn't get into. You know, these rejection letters, just tear them up, right? You know what? Frankly, Dad, I didn't want to go to Stanford anyway. But nonetheless, we're gonna take a look and at my magic envelope. And so, what's inside this magic envelope, Rhonda, is 6 additional magic envelopes. And just so everybody knows, I actually got this envelope in level 1, and I'm still using it. So Rhonda, we have 6 envelopes in here, and inside each of these 6 envelopes are the various items that I said were in my backpack. And you and I are going to divine together which one of these envelopes has the item that you said was the coolest, right? And so this is a little game that we're going to play, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to point to 2 envelopes, I'm going to remove one, I'm going to point to 2 envelopes, you're going to remove one, in that way until we're down to 1. And then if we did our job right, the only envelope left will be the one that had the item that you decided was the coolest, okay? Okay, so why don't you go ahead, can you point to 2 envelopes and I'll remove one? The yellow and the blue. Okay, great. And what I'll do is I'll remove the blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point to 2. I'll point to the orange and the red. Which would you like to remove?
The orange.
Okay, so we'll move the orange here. Can I get you to point to 2, and now I'll remove one?
Okay. The purple.
Okay, so I'll remove the green. And then now I'll point to 2, and you remove one.
The red.
The red. So now, Rhonda, we have 2 left. We have a purple and a yellow. Rhonda, could I ask you to pick up one of those 2? Excellent. That's a good color. So you could have picked the yellow. You picked the purple. So what I'm going to get you to do is look inside the purple because it's going to be one of the ones that you didn't choose. And it's right. It's one of the ones you didn't choose, right? And it's different. You can show the audience it's different so that it's not all the same thing in all of the cards, right? So now, Rhonda, what I'd like you to do is please grab the item from the list here that was the one that you thought was the coolest. And if you wouldn't mind grabbing the yellow envelope as well and taking a look. And if you wouldn't mind taking a look inside, and let's see if we actually divined the one that you thought was the coolest. Together was a team effort, right? It wasn't like dodgeball at all, was it? No. Don't go anywhere, Rhonda, don't go anywhere. You too get a troll doll. It's a little smaller, but still anatomically correct. So thank you. I'd really like to get a Gen Xer up on stage with me. So who here is Gen X? Excellent. So you know what? Dennis, why don't you join me on stage? Excellent. So, we're both Gen X, right? So, going forward, it's only sarcasm and eye rolls, okay? Got it?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So up until now, it's been, a trip through math class and through lunchroom and my backpack, but now, no props. It's just you and me chatting. You're Gen X, so Dennis, just if you could say out loud, and there's no right or wrong answer, what is the most Gen X thing to you in your whole life? What is the most Gen X thing to you?
Alternative music.
Alternative music, awesome, fantastic. The most Gen X thing for me was the space shuttle, and I happen to have one right over there. I don't know about you, but for me, the space shuttle, it was adventure, it was hope, it was Lego, it was posters, it was the belief that I would have a jetpack by this age, whatever. Anyway, but yes, for me it was the space shuttle. Every generation had its big technological jump, right? The boomers gave us color television, right? The millennials, the smartphone. Gen Z got Zoom school, which seems like both a step forward and a step back. But us Gen Xers, we had the space shuttle. So I'd like to bring the space shuttle on stage, but I'm not going to touch it. So I don't know, MCs, Harrison, Kayla, can one of you grab the space shuttle? Okay. Thank you, Kayla. So she's going to bring it over here. Cool. And so, earlier. It's kind of like it's flying. Oh, memories of Challenger, how I miss you. I know. So if you could show everybody, and you see that here's the space shuttle, but it looks like there's a piece of paper taped to the back. So earlier today, when I was setting up for my show, I was like, I hope everything goes right, and just to be sure that it does, I wanted to write it all down. So, Dennis, do you mind taking that piece of paper off the back and opening it and taking a look at it? And so what you're going to see is there's some numbers there, right? And what I'm gonna do is have you read out what's next to the number when I ask you to. Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay, could you read what's next to number 1, please?
Number 1, Mike's Big Gen X Day.
That's what we're going through here, right? Excellent, thank you very much. Now for number 2, we took a look in my lunch bag. And so, Craig, remind me what it was that you liked from my lunch bag. It was,
The word?
yeah.
Marbles?
No, not
Oh,
that.
no.
Not that. It was the Capri Sun.
Oh, the Capri Sun.
Excellent.
Sorry.
And I was pretty sure about that. So could you read number 2 for me?
So number 2 says Mike's day was awesome. For lunch, he packed a Capri Sun.
A Capri Sun. Excellent. Excellent. And so you joined me with my backpack, right? And what in the end was the item you thought was the coolest? And could you read the next one?
So 3 is in his backpack. He always keeps a mixtape.
Awesome, excellent. Now at number 4, right? So at number 4, you spouted what you said was your most Gen X thing, right? Could you read what that is? Right
Yeah.
there?
So like me, Mike also loves alternative music.
And then at the bottom, what does it say there?
It says, and we can't forget ...
We can't forget, right? We can't forget about what was written in the book, right? So, Craig, what was it? It was a
That was written in the book?
yeah,
Marlboro.
carton of Marlboros, right?
Yes.
Excellent. What does it say when you undo that?
It says a carton of Marlboro
doll too, and yes, the carpet does actually drain.
I would share. I would share.
Excellent. Okay, wonderful. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. I can't get through it without saying whatever, and every now and then I get to do a little